Yonghui, are you speaking? Or is it just me? I can't hear you.
I can't hear anything either.
Hello everyone. Sorry, I have some problem with my headset. And so this is Velero committee meeting on January 4th, 2023. And first, let's do some status update. Myself is working on some works around Velero 1.11. And the first is like to investigate the candidate issues. And some of them had found the solution, and so I put them into the 1.11 milestone. And the other work is to build a POC for the Velero building data movement for CSI. And the current POC is based on this design that we have discussed a little bit in the previous meeting, and we want to prove that it generally work. But meanwhile, we will continue to discuss the details of the design. So this doesn't but this will work together with the POC because for the POC we only want to prove that the basic points generally work, so we can adjust the final solution anytime. That is from my side, and Xin, please.
One item is also investigating the candidate issue from 1.11 that is assigned to me. And another item is trying to enable more linters for Velero. And the first one is static chat. And by far, after it is enabled, there's a lot of issues are reported, and is investigating on that. That's all from my part.
Okay, thanks. And Daniel, please.
Yeah, I'm pretty much have the same status as last meeting, because there's only 1 or 2 working days between these 2 meetings. I'm also triaging the issue targeting for 1.11 and debugging an error handler issue in Velero's plugin framework. I just noticed that the error handling of Velero plugin seems to be heavily depending on the legacy pkg/errors library. We used to think we may want to replace that with a standard library, but it seems we cannot. I'll do more investigation and updating another issue.
Okay, thanks. And Scott.
Yeah, so same for me. Not a whole lot of updates because I was out last week. We discussed 2 PRs of mine that we were considering high priority to get merged in. We got one of those merged in, which was the new backup and restore phases. And then there's the one that I linked to here. I did see some feedback. I did respond to that, the questions. So let's just continue to discuss this and hopefully get that merged this week.
Okay, thanks, Scott. And I will check the comments and to add more comments or add some feedback on that.
Okay,
thanks.
Great, thanks.
Thanks. And Wenkai.
Yeah, I'm also do some investigation for the 111 candidate issue sent to me, and the second item is I will continue to review the Azure plugin PR. This PR is moved out from 110, and we want to merge it in 111.
Okay, thanks. And Danfeng?
Yes, I fixed Natalie issue about Kibishi and just make it robust when the cluster performance is low. And the other is we'll add a test for scenario of REST backup with restricted AWS credential to verify issue of REST. That's all from me.
Yeah, okay, thanks. And Ming?
Yeah, I'm also doing the Velero building data movement POC. Yeah, this is from my side.
Okay, thanks. Okay, that is for the status update. And for the discussion topics, I added one about this design, and we have discussed a little bit from last session or meeting, and I'm just thinking about do we need to schedule some time to discuss it essentially piece by piece, because you know, we have discussed this locally in the team for you know 1 or 2 rounds, and we found that there are still some details need to cover. And so I want to ask what is the best way to move it forward?
Well, so Scott, shall we talk to Shubham about this topic?
Yeah, I was going to say, whenever we discuss it, needs to be a time he's available. Just because he's the one that had the other PR, and you know, we need to kind of make sure that those we kind of cover that as well. We might be able to do it in the meeting 2 weeks from today at the same time period. If we wanted to set something up outside of the meeting time, that would be fine as well. We'll just need to coordinate that with Shubham and his availability.
So he's now in vacation?
No, he's working, but he's not in Eastern time. I think he's still in India right now. So he's so it's like 3 in the morning for him at the moment, or 4 in the morning. So he can, you know, he's available for the US centric meeting, but not this one. But that's just this week is the end of that. He'll be back in his usual Eastern time, US next week.
I see.
So he's just not available at this time slot this week was the only issue.
Okay, and also a quick question. Because currently the design driven by Yonghui is based on the pod volume backup. Essentially, it means we wanna restore the snapshot and somehow move the data from the restored volume to the object store. So I believe when you are leveraging the tool called VolSync, it's essentially doing the similar thing, right?
Yeah, right. We're using VolSync, but the difference is that instead of using the pod volume backups, the approach we've taken is basing it off the CSI plugin. So basically, this the CSI plugin creates the volume snapshots and volume snapshot contents, and then we, in addition to that, for each volume snapshot we create a CR that's going to tell VolSync, you know, copy this. So it's kind of it's based on a different part of the Velero infrastructure, but it's the same basic idea. Is that once you have a CSI snapshot in the cluster, we then copy this using VolSync out of the cluster into the object storage.
Yeah, so I'm curious about the performance. So it should be on par with if you rely on Restic for VolSync, it should be on par with, you know, doing the file system-based backup using Restic. Is that what you observe?
And Shubham might have some more information, because I know that's one thing we're talking about as well is kind of. But you're right. As long as we're using Restic, it'll be similar performance. VeloSync has some other backend support other than Rustic, which we have not tried using yet. But that's another, using something other than Rustic on the back end obviously would affect the performance as well. But right now we're currently using it with Rustic.
Thank you. Yeah, Yonghui, I think we should talk to Shubang somehow via the Velero dev channel and see what time he's more comfortable. Maybe
I would just
next
say ping him in
week.
Slack,
Yeah.
and then we can kind of figure out a time from there.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember Xun has set up a channel, a Slack channel for the data moment. So maybe we can use that channel to arrange time and to discuss any details. Okay.
That one should work too. Yeah.
Okay. So Xun, you can put the maybe the Slack information here, or
I'll add you, Yonghui, from the channel. Oh, you're
I think
not there.
I already in that channel because I've seen it sometime before.
I pinged you on Slack, so you should be able to see them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I already put it in the chat box.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, that's for this topic. Any other topic we want to discuss? Okay. This is the first meeting, and in the 2023, and people have just come back from the holiday. So Happy New Year, and if we don't have more things to discuss, I think we can finish off here, right? So see you next time.
Thank you. Happy New Year, guys.
Bye bye.